You know, the piece, you don't really get a sense of the piece until you get above it and look at it. This whole thing is not about the individual birds or about the marbled murrelet. It's about us. It's about human beings. And they're an indicator for what's going to happen to us, right? I wish I could give you a better answer, straighter answer.
Particular bird we're going to its nest, we were able to find the very first day that it wasn't on the water, which is pretty unusual. Usually we have to wait till we establish a on again, off again pattern before we go looking for them up here.
It's a little bit of irony, you know, you can have the murrelet flying in front of the pulp mill and seeing its former habitat. Hey, I have a guitar with a solid Sitka spruce top. Can't say anything. I'm taking from murrelet habitat too. Take the net.
Got it.
Yep. Okay, bird bag.
Turn it
Right.
right.
It's a long wing. Maybe the longest we've ever seen. 137. Should get the image glass too. Let me get this. Okay.
Wow, a little more white than usual.
Yeah. Maybe a 2. 1 or 2.
If I saw it on the
Probably
water,
from a boat it'd be a 1.
more, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Easy. There he goes.
We got another one. Sounds like there's one down by Morse Creek. Now when we're up in the hills like this, these signals are a line of sight. I'm getting nothing on that side. A strong signal on the left side.
feathers and a little bit of black on the sides. It's definitely a dead bird. But I also see quite a bit of downy feathers too.
There's the nest. Little depression there. Pretty good depression. Not much left of the chick. Some eggshell fragments. So the black and white feathers are the feathers that I'll have out at sea, and then here's the down, which sheds off. Actually, it looks like it was starting to shed it already. Sheds off the last couple of days. All done. All right, well, maybe come back next year. Maybe things will go better.
11 bogus, 13 gulls, starboard at 61. Two Memus class 1 swimming at 67 on the port.
I've done a lot of work with other birds, but none of them as difficult to study as the murrelet. Out of the 150 birds, 20 of them nested up to the point where we could actually find a nest. And of those 20 nests, there were 4 that successfully produced a young that fledged out to sea. So that was a big shock to us, was how few birds are really successfully breeding. Now, when we looked at those results and then compared it to what we see when we just do surveys on the water, if you go out on the water at the end of the breeding season, you can distinguish the juveniles that have just fledged from the adults. And you can use the ratio of the juveniles to the adults on the water as an index to reproductive success. Well, that index is, in Washington waters, is about 7 birds per 100 adults. In our nesting studies, we got 2 birds per 100 adults. So we may be capturing a biased sample of those birds. We may be catching ones, let's put it this way, the ones we catch may be easier to catch because they're not breeders, for example. If that's the case, then this low reproductive success we're seeing from our captured birds may not reflect what's going on in the broader population. But even when you look at the whole picture from these productivity surveys, it's clear that reproductive rates of the birds are really low. Those rates are too low to actually support a stable population, because if you plug that number into a population model, and we have pretty good information about adult survival rates. So when you look at rate of death versus rate of birth of 7 per 100 is not sufficient to maintain a stable population. And in fact, when we do our surveys now, we're finding the population is slowly going down year by year.